Hey everybody, how's it going? So today we're going to be doing a tier list on the month of May 2021 on the current 3 stars that are available in the game. So I have all the 3 stars that are available up to this time. I'm going to be ranking them all on this tier list. Now the tier list isn't going to be based on one specific area. Like I'm not going to value arena more than dungeon or clan battle more than PvE or clan battle more than PvP. It's going to be like in the middle. So it's going to be an all-around kind of like overview of what the characters are good at pretty much everywhere. It's not going to be focused on one specific kind of area. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. So here we have a tier list. I'm going to be basing it off of kind of like the S, A, B, C tier. Now I'm going to start it off with the obvious. I'm going to go start from the top actually and then go down to the bottom. I think it's actually more fun because everyone's going to know who the MVPs are. It's obvious, so I'm just going to go ahead and pull up the MVPs. We're going to go June as the #1 character in the game. In my opinion, I think June is probably easily the best character in the game. She's good everywhere. She's exceptional in clan battle. She's exceptional in PvP. She's exceptional in story mode. She lowers defense. She has defense shred. She's got insane tanking. She heals herself. She's just like too good almost. Like I think if you pull her, you just be thankful because she's like easily like the best tank in the entire game. She's the best overall character in the game. She enables her teammates. She just does everything. Like she's everything that you want a tank to be. So it's gonna start off in the MVP slot. There is gonna be 3 total MVPs. The next MVP obviously gonna be Makoto. Makoto obviously just being good overall in everywhere. Obviously Makoto being the undisputed queen of clan battle. She's not even close. No one even comes close to being as good as her until Summer Carol. But we're still a while away. Until then, Makoto just stands alone as the easiest #1 spot on clan battle. Like this was a clan battle tier list. The characters would be down here. Like every character would be down here, and Makoto would just be up here by herself, because Makoto is just that much better than every other character in clan battle. Junos obviously has that shred as well for clan battle, so she's up there as well. But Makoto's good. She's good in. I've seen her sometimes used in arena. She can be useful in arena. She can have her uses. She does have that physical shred. She's obviously very good in dungeon. She's very good in PvE content as well, and main quest. She's very good there too. So she's very good all around. She's an all-around great character. She does have very good physical defense. Her magical defense isn't the best, but it makes up for it considering you're going to be shredding the enemies because they have like 0 defense because of this girl. And that's going to do it for the second MVP, and for the third and final MVP, it's going to be Ilya. Ilya right now is the current best PvP character in the game, arena mode. She dominates everywhere. No one comes close. It does like they don't even touch her in terms of like how dominant she is. It's like she's just way too dominant in arena not to put her in the MVP slot. Now you notice that the MVP slot is kind of funny. So I have the MVP slots. Basically, this is the MVP for all content, MVP for clan battle, and the MVP for arena, which I think is nice, is that I have all like 3 characters on the MVP slot that are going to be good and like super good in one spot. So back to talking about Ilya. Ilya, of course, being extremely damaging. She's basically just Ana but better. If you like, I'm not like not to hate on Ana or anything, like not to hate on Ana, but she's pretty much just a better version of Ana. So yeah, Ilya is absolutely nuts. I do have a video on Ilya taking her up to rank 1. Ilya is definitely deserving of that MVP slot. So that's going to wrap it up for all of the MVP characters. Let's move on to S tier. Now the first character that I'm going to insert into S tier is going to be our girl, Kyoka. Now Kyoka, she definitely deserves a spot. She's only going to be getting better over time. Like she's like definitely up there. You can argue that she might be an MVP slot because she is going to be super valuable as time goes on. Considering she is a extremely good single target, very, very strong single target magical damager. When Summer Carol comes around, the Kyoka plus Summer Carol is going to be such a devastating combo in pretty much everywhere. Clan battle good. It's going to be really good in arena. It's going to be good pretty much everywhere. Summer Carol is obviously going to be very useful. Right now, she is extremely like good, but she's only going to be getting better after Summer Carol gets out. So she's going to go at the top of S tier. Next character I want to put at the top of S tier. Let's grab our girl. Let's grab Monica. Monica obviously being one of the best characters all around. She's just an enabler for your team. She gives the attack speed. She does a whole bunch of stuff. Physical attack. She does all that stuff. She enables your team to hit harder and to hit faster. She's a staple on the Ilia team. She's pretty much dominant everywhere. If you pull her, you're going to be using her in Arena. Very dominant character, very, very strong, very overall powerful pretty much everywhere. Obviously, Arena, she shines the most. That does it about for our girl Monica. Let's put next in S tier. Let's grab Nazomi. I think Nazomi is very, very, very good. Considering she is a dungeon character, you can get her for free, and considering how great she is and how easy she is to get to 5 stars, she's also just super good overall. She stuns the frontline characters, so she can be very useful. She has the a taunt ability on her Union Burst, so that can come in clutch. She's got extremely good defenses overall. Her and June have like very balanced defenses. So she's a very good overall tank. She can tank magic attacks. She can tank physical attacks. She can do it all. She has a little bit of healing on herself. And the taunt ability also, as I said, is very, very good. She also does boost your attack of your physical allies. I think, obviously, the defensive shred is more important than boosting the attack of your allies. But I think Nazomi is a very, very good character. And especially since how easy she is to get to 5 stars, she definitely deserves the S tier spot. Moving on into the next person in going to be S tier, I'm going to put Saren, the TP enabler, energy, battery, Saren. They're very good. Very good. She's a staple on the Ilia team. In Arena, she's a staple pretty much everywhere. She's got really good AoE damage. Very, very good. Everyone knows about how good Saren is. I don't really need to talk about her too much. But she just basically enables your teammates to launch out your universe left and right. Moving on to the next character I'm going to be putting into S tier, I'm going to be putting Hatsune. Hatsune, obviously, being an AoE magical attacker. She's very, very strong against physical attackers in the game. She originally was higher on the S tier list. I think I had her up here. But when I thought about it, Ilia is just running too rampant in Arena right now. And Hatsune was the meta before. Hatsune was obviously like the strongest character before. Like she was like the main person of the Mage Melt team like a month ago. But after Ilia came out, she's kind of been kicked off a little bit of that team. Now you could still run Hatsune with Ilia. Like I've run it before, and the team does work. But obviously, it is a little risky, and you probably only want to use Hatsune whenever you're going against physical attackers, because most of the time you're going to be running against Ilia versus Ilia matchups. So definitely, Hatsune deserves this S tier spot. She's still a very extremely powerful girl, and she only gets better over time. As I said, her 6-star is absolutely busted. So she's only going to be getting better over time. So she definitely deserves this S tier spot. I still think she's a very, very strong character to pick up, and if you pull her, you should be very, very happy. Moving on to, I think, the last character we're going to be having in the S tier spot, I'm going to be putting Ninon. This might come as a surprise to some people, but Ninon actually has been seeing a lot of playtime. Now, if you would have told me, like, where would I place Ninon before the Ilia meta, I think I probably would have placed Ninon somewhere in B tier or A tier. Like the low A tier and high B tier. But I think she definitely deserves the low S tier because of how good she is against Ilia. I've lost a lot of times against Ninons. Ninons right now are super, like, they're running rampant. They're countering these Ilias. So Ninon definitely is going to be one of the better characters to have because of how good she is in Arena. Obviously, in the other modes such as Clan Battle and the PvE content, she isn't that great. But considering how dominant she is in Arena, she definitely deserves this super high tier spot. Same thing goes for Hatsune. She's good. She's really good in Arena, but she's okay in the kind of dungeon areas, I guess, and she's okay in main quest. But in Clan Battle, she's not going to see much use until Summer Carol. But obviously, she's only going to get better over time. And then Ninon, obviously, extremely good against Ilia, and she's only going to be getting better over time because of 6 stars. Let's move on to the A tier. At the very, very tippity top of A tier, I'm going to be having Arisa, my girl. I love Arisa. Now, Arisa, she is going to be the premier Clan Battle character for the physical attackers. She's going to be one of your top choices. When I think of a physical team for Clan Battle, I immediately think of Makoto, June, Arisa, Kyori as like the first 4 that come to my mind when I think of a very strong, high outputting damage team when it comes to the Clan Battle. So Arisa definitely deserves this A tier spot. She's good everywhere. She's good in Clan Battle. She's very, very obviously super good. She's extremely good in pretty much every content. Dungeon, she rolls. She's very good against bosses because of how fast she regenerates her Union Burst. She's really good in Arena because how fast she regenerates her Union Burst. So definitely one of the best characters to get, and if you pull her, definitely be super excited. I kind of wanted to give her S tier, but I feel like that'd have been too many characters in S tier, so I just have her in super, super high A tier. You can pretty much swap these characters out if you wanted to, but I'm going to have Ninon here just because how dominant she is in Arena right now. And that does it for Arisa. Moving on to the next character that is going to be an A tier, we have Reno. Reno, obviously, Reno Cannon. Everyone remembers Reno Cannon. Reno Cannon, obviously, still very strong. It's not as strong as it once was because obviously Ilya exists now, but Reno is still very dominant in Arena. If you can get her against the right team, Reno Cannon still just absolutely destroys. She's pretty much good in most content. In clan battle, she's not that great. She's kind of like in clan battle until we get an AoE kind of clan battle mode. She's really good in main quest if you can get her against multiple enemies and you can get her crits off. Against bosses, she is not good. But against multiple enemies, she shines. So she definitely deserves the A spot because I still think she's a very, very solid pickup, especially if you pull her. Moving on to the next character that is going to be in the A tier, we're going to be putting Vegeta. Same reason, Vegeta's good everywhere. She's good in Arena because of her fast Union Burst. She's good in Clan Battle because of her fast Union Burst. And she's good in Main Quest because of her fast Union Burst. Pretty much the super high, fast, regenerating Union Burst characters are going to be pretty much good and like never drop below A tier ever just because of how fast they get their Union Burst off. Obviously, Union Burst being the most important part of a character, how much damage they do off their Union Burst really makes a character. So that's going to do it for Vegeta. Nothing really much to talk about. She's just super good because of her extremely good universe. She's good pretty much everywhere. Moving on to the next character, and I think the final character of A tier, I'm going to be putting Maho up here. She has that very good blind ability. She has the enable for the TP. Obviously, she has the defense and all that stuff. She does a whole bunch of stuff. Maho is very good. She's a staple of Tamaki Stall. Tamaki Stall still being very, very good in today's meta. Obviously, Ilya destroys it, but Tamaki Stall still can have some uses. So she definitely deserves that A tier spot because of how good Tamaki Stall is in Arena. The blinding ability, she's really, really good in Arena. She's a single target healer, so she's not the best because obviously AoE healers are the best. But she's still a healer nonetheless. Maho is definitely a very, very good pickup if you pull her. Alright, moving on to the very, very tippity top of B tier, we're going to be having our girl Shizuru. Now, Shizuru obviously being one of the strongest characters against physical attackers. Against any kind of physical team, she enables the frontline characters to just pretty much tank that. She pretty much just disables any physical attackers in Arena. If they have a very physical attacker team, you could bring this girl for physical defense and she's going to absolutely carry. She's got single target healing, and obviously her shield is extremely strong against physical attackers, but against magical attackers she just gets destroyed. She's kind of like a hit or miss. She's a very good defensive character, but she has like a weird position. You'd think you want her to be a tank, like a very like frontal position, but she's extremely like she's in the front position, but she's all the way in the back, so she's not really doing much tanking. She does get the shield, but she's not tanking, which kind of sucks because obviously if she was a frontal character and she was kind of like that physical tank, I think I'd have her probably in A tier, even S tier even. But just because of her weird positioning, I have her in B tier. Her Union Burst can hit for some damage, but it just hits kind of light. So it's kind of just like a whatever ability. Like her Union Burst hits obviously gives her the shield, but it does like very small amounts of damage, so it's definitely not a threatening Union Burst at all. If you see the enemy pull off the Shizuru attack on you, don't expect it to do a lot of damage, but the shield is going to be very, very annoying, especially if you have a physical team. But obviously Ilya being the meta right now, Mages being the meta in Arena, she just kind of loses value because she's not countering any of these top tier characters. So that's going to be top of B tier. We have Shizuru. Then I'm going to have Io, of course, and I'm just going to go ahead and put Ana in here as well. Io and Ana pretty much are going to be two kind of hit or miss mages. If you get the Union Burst off with Io, their team is going to be pretty much screwed, especially if you can capitalize on it, because of the kind of blinding Io that does, where she kind of makes sure the enemy attack each other. It's very, very, very strong, and if you can get that Union Burst off with Io, it's absolutely ridiculous. So Io definitely is very, very good, but she kind of just gets kicked off because of how good other characters are. Like, I think all these characters are just kind of better than her, and they kind of serve a better role. Like, Kyoka is better pretty much than Io. Hatsune is going to be better than Io. I think even Anna is going to be better than Io. Like, you could probably change these two around. You could probably change all three of these characters around if you wanted, really. But I'm just going to keep it like this for now because the bottom of B tier, we have Anna. Now, Anna, obviously being still a very, very strong pick. She's very good, and depending on the team comp that they're running, and depending on the team comp that you're running, you can argue Anna is pretty much A tier. But I'm just going to have her in B tier for now because of how big her drawbacks are. As I said, Ilia is basically just Anna times 3. So, if Anna basically didn't have the downsides that she has, she probably would be an S tier or even an MVP character. Because Anna is such a strong character, but there are two abilities that really hold her back. Number one, obviously, is her Union Burst destroying her defense. When she pops her Universe, her defense has become 0 and she just gets one-shotted, like pretty much any time. If they have an AoE attacker team, which pretty much all the characters are going to be having now because of Ilia, Reno obviously exists, Hatsune exists, Ninon exists, Saren exists, Monica exists for the AoE. There's so many AoE meta arena characters that if you get touched by any of those attacks, any of those Union Bursts, after you use Anna's Union Burst, you're just gonna die. Especially sometimes I've had a case where she had her Union Burst up, but because she dropped below 10% HP, she just kind of blew herself up. And it does do a decent amount of damage, but it's not enough to compare it to the Union Burst damage. Now, it can actually be useful in some times, especially if you have no Union Burst up, and you get below 10% HP, then she blows herself up to do a ton of extra damage, but at the cost of losing the character. So, now the only character I'm going to be putting in C tier is going to be Aquino. Now, Aquino now, she's kind of like a jack of all trades, master of none. She does everything. She heals, she can tank, she can do damage, right? But the one thing that sucks is that she's not good at any of them. Like, Arisa's a better damage dealer than her, Shizuru's a better tank than her. She does everything, right? She does literally everything, but she's not good at any of them. You're just gonna run Arisa over her. You're gonna run Ninon and Reno and Vegeta over her. In clan battle, you're gonna run Vegeta and Arisa over Aquino. So it's just an obvious. You're gonna even Kyori. You're gonna run Kyori over her. You're gonna run Suzuna over her, because they're just better damage dealers than Aquino is. She does have that frontal healing that can be a little useful, but the healing is so minuscule that you're not going to really notice it. And obviously, why would you run Aquino as one of your main tanks when you can run a June or a Nazomi who have insanely high defensive stats? June obviously shredding, Nazomi obviously giving the stun and the attack buff and the taunt. She just doesn't have like a good spot. She's not really suitable on any team. She's just kind of like a side option. Like, she's good if you have her. She's a good replacement option, right? She's a good replacement option for a damager. So, like, if you don't have Arisa, but you have Vegeta, you can run Aquino and Vegeta on the team together, and they would work fine, obviously. But as soon as you get Arisa, you're just not gonna use Aquino ever again, until she gets her 6-star. Once she gets her 6-star, though, watch out. Once she gets her 6-star, she's gonna jump up to like here. I hate to do it because Aquino is such a very cool character, and I really like her design as well, and her card art is amazing. But she's just not a good character to use at all. She just does not suit any role, like, at all. She's just more of a substitute character to put on your team if you don't have a character that runs that specific role. So, that does it for the tier list that I have of May 2021. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys all have a wonderful, wonderful day. Peace out. I'll see you guys next time.